Today we are going to talk about one of the biggest names in psychology. He is the man who delved deep into the human mind, discovered the unconscious, and revolutionized modern psychology, Sigmund Freud. Childhood traumas, dream analysis, the Oedipus complex, and psychoanalysis. Let's discover Freud's controversial yet fascinating life story together. Chapter 1. Childhood and Adolescence. Sigmund Freud was born on May 6, 1856 in Freiburg, a small town in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. He was born into a poor Jewish family. His father, Jacob Freud, was a wool merchant, but his business was not going well. The family moved to Vienna in 1860, hoping for a better life. Freud was a highly intelligent child. From an early age he learned Latin, Greek, French, and English. His passion for books led him to become a scientist. At the age of 17 he entered the University of Vienna and studied medicine. Initially he studied the nervous system, but in time he set sail for a greater discovery of the human mind. Chapter 2. The Birth of Psychoanalysis. Freud went to Paris in 1885 and studied under the famous neurologist Jean-Martin Charcot. Charcot was known for his work with hypnosis and hysteria patients. Here Freud realized for the first time that mental disorders could have psychological, not biological, causes. When he returned to Vienna, he began to examine patients with hysteria with Dr. Joseph Breuer. He saw that a patient named Anna O was cured of her psychological symptoms by talking. This was a major turning point for Freud. Talking revealed repressed emotions, and this discovery led to the birth of psychoanalysis. One of Freud's greatest discoveries was the idea that much of the human mind is governed by the unconscious. In his 1900 book The Interpretation of Dreams, he argued that dreams are actually the unconscious mind's way of sending us messages. So what were Freud's famous theories? Chapter 3. Freud's theories. According to Freud, the human mind consisted of three basic parts: id, ego, and superego. Id, our primitive drives and desires: food, aggression, sexuality. Ego, the structure that acts according to the principle of reality and establishes balance. Superego, the layer that represents our moral values and the rules of society. One of Freud's most controversial theories was the Oedipus complex. According to Freud, boys had an unconscious love for their mothers and saw their fathers as rivals. This theory drew a great deal of criticism, but it further increased Freud's influence on psychology. Chapter 4. Freud's last years and death. In 1923, Freud was diagnosed with oral cancer. For 16 years he suffered greatly but continued to write and develop his theories. When Nazi Germany annexed Austria in 1938, Freud was under great threat because of his Jewish background. Hitler's men burned Freud's books. Eventually he fled to England. In 1939 his illness progressed and, unable to bear the pain, he asked his doctor to give him a large dose of morphine. He died on September 23, 1939, at the age of 83. Chapter 5. Freud's legacy. Freud went down in history as one of the greatest figures of modern psychology. Dream analysis, the unconscious, defense mechanisms. Freud laid the foundation for many of the concepts we use in psychology today. He is still a controversial figure, but his influence on the world of psychology is undeniable. Do you think Freud's theories are still valid? Write in the comments and let's discuss. If you want to see more psychology-related content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.